Alright guys, so it's pretty dark out right now, so I can't even put myself in the video if I wanted to. But what I had is a problem in the Mazda CX-9. This is a 2010, and I had a problem with leaking when I was running my air conditioner. Now, I know that's kind of a common problem. I don't know why it hasn't been fixed. I hadn't had that happen in any other vehicles that I've driven. So it's very strange. First time my wife told me that there was sloshing, it sounded like water inside the car. I thought that she left a bottle of water somewhere, or one of the kids spilled something inside the car, so I wasn't sure what happened. But so what I had to do is, after a while, my blower went out. And so there are plenty of things about how to change out the underneath to drain your car on YouTube, but there weren't anything for changing out this blower motor, which I see is a big problem. So if you see it here, it doesn't turn very well. This is the old one that I already taken out, and I didn't do a video on that. But all that's held on, this is held on with, is you got a screw here, a screw here, and a screw over here. So 3 screws, and then it plugs in through that. And then on the back end there is a little wiring harness connector, and that goes from your motor up to your blower resistor. So if you look, we're here at the glove box. You come right underneath of the glove box and you can see the blower motor. So all you do is take these 3 screws out. There should be one over there, one over here, and one here, and then take out the wiring harness, and then you put it back in the same way. So I already did that portion, but again, that doesn't even really need a video because it's just taking some screws out, putting the harness in. Now I did have trouble when I put the wiring harness back in. It was just really tight, and I almost thought I got the wrong part, but for some reason it slid into the old one very easily, but it took a lot of pushing to get it into that one. So then I got that in, I was ready to start it up and go on my car, and we couldn't because nothing happened when I turned on the blower.
Okay, so I knew that the part here was not working because it didn't spin freely. The one new out of the box would spin very freely, and there was no problems with that portion. So I knew that even though I changed the blower motor and it didn't fix the problem totally, I knew that it was still bad, and you can see the rust and things like that. So I knew that I had already done the blower relays, and those are the cheapest, easiest fix, so I tried those first. So then I had to go and get a blower resistor. And so the blower resistor just has a little heat sink on the back. It plugs in with a harness, and then that harness goes to the blower motor, and it regulates, how, if you got it on low or high or whatever. And I bought both of these parts off of Amazon.com. The blower motor is currently on there for $38.99, and the blower resistor is at $109.37. Now both of those parts, the blower motor, which was $39, is like $120 at a AutoZone or Advance, and the blower resistor was over $200. So I think that's a good deal. So now I'm going to just show you how I took the blower resistor and how I installed that.
So when we're changing the blower resistor, obviously to open the glove box, you pull that open. Hopefully you know that. If not, maybe take it to a mechanic. So then there's this little panel, which, boom, I'd already had it loose, so it just fell down, but you just hit those clips, take it off. This is where some of your fuses are located, So it's good to know where that is. Normally that would be all you need this access for, except for changing this cabin air filter. Now to get it off, all I did was come back here and find where it hits and pop them out. You can pop this one out, pop, and then come on this side and pop it out. And it's only hard because I'm trying to use the camera at the same time. And then you've got better access to everything back here. Not perfect, but then you're going to take off this. So this fuse box, it's held on by this little clip right here. You're going to push that clip in, push the fuse box out, and just move it out of the way. I put it up here, like just set it up on top of the air filter just to get it out of the way. Make sure you're not jostling any wires loose or being rough with it, but it's got a little bit of extra wiring, so it's pretty flexible. I just kind of rested it up there and it worked out. Then right behind that is where you're going to find the blower resistor. So to get that, you're going to have to take out 2 little screws and take off a wiring harness, and it's as easy as that. The only problem is, as you can see, and as you'll see when you get your car open a little bit, is it's going to be just difficult to get your hands in there unless you have the exact right tools. And I've got a lot of tools, but I'm not a mechanic professionally, so I'm not gonna have every little tool that I need. So alright, so we see here the blower resistor is this piece right here. So in order to get into there, I've already taken the wiring harness off. It just has 2 little clips on the side. You just use a regular flathead screwdriver, kind of pull that up and then pop it off. What right here is the fuse box that's behind the glove compartment, and all I did here was you just push that straight back and there's a clip on it. You can see the little clip on the side there that clicks into those 2 pieces. So if you just push it back, just kind of be careful with it, it'll come out, and then you can access this. So here we are. There's the cabin air filter. Here's obviously the glove box. All right, took me a while. It seems easy, but it's just so hard to get my hands in there and to work around it. But I got it out. I didn't really have the proper tool that I should be using. I used a 9/32 and a 7mm. They both did work, but basically the only reason is because I basically lost the other one, so I couldn't just stick with the same units of measurement. So I took out this old one here, and now I've got the new one, and I'll put that in. And again, these little screws are just hard to get to. You could use a screwdriver. Probably be best if I had like an L-shaped screwdriver, or even if I had went and got a little small torque wrench, air wrench. Not because it's hard to, not because they were in very tight, but just because it's so hard to get my hands in there. So I guess I'll finish it up, put the other one back in, and that'll be it.